Ciao, my mother-in-law has bought a new washing machine, a slimline one, and she's asked me to plumb it in. She was quoted £30 for installation and also £25 for disposal of the old one. And bearing in mind that she paid £250 for the new washing machine, that would have added an extra 20% roughly to the price. So I offered to do it for her, and I'm going to show you step by step what to do in case you are in a similar situation and you want to replace your old washing machine. So I'm going to show you how to disconnect the old one and how to reconnect the new one. So first things first, I will switch the power off and disconnect the old washing machine from the mains. Also, this is the water supply, and very conveniently there is a little switch here, and or valve I should call it, and I'll turn it off so that no more water goes through. I'm not able to get to the valve either because there is too much going on. In any case, I have to also remove the drain pipe, which is this one here. So what I'm going to do, I'll do that first by unclipping, by holding this clip together, and I'll just get hold of it and I'll move it towards the back. And it's so tight that I'm not able to take it off easily. That's why I'm keen to film almost everything, so that actually you can see that a straightforward job sometimes is not that straightforward, but with a little patience you should be able to achieve what you're looking for. So conveniently I got a little ball in here, so I'm going to unplug this by disconnecting it, and then this here at the moment is in my way, so I'm going to also remove it so that I've got complete freedom. And don't panic, this is all plastic, and it comes off by unscrewing it by hand. You can see how easy it is, but by removing it I will have far more space to work. And as I got electrics here, by the way, I'm going to turn them off also. And there'll be a little water here, no problem, and that is ready to be reconnected later. So now I've got a little bit more space to work, and I'll push this towards the back for later. And I've got now this one here, which is what I need to unscrew to be able to remove the pipe. Let's see if I can get there with my wrench this time. All I need is just to move it by about a centimeter, and then I should be able to do it with my hands. That's moved, so I should be able to now go in with my hands, and it is moving a little bit easier. So the likelihood is that this is going to be the more difficult part of the installation, and this can come off, and that's perfectly, and that is now free. The cable from the electrics is also free, so I should be able to pull the old washing machine out, no problem now. Bearing in mind that this washing machine is under the worktop, the easiest way to remove it is to open the door and get hold of the part here and gently take it out, and there it is, including all of my other pipes. And here is the last one. So now that I've got it out, I should be able to comfortably move out without having to kill myself. And there it is. So the old machine will be collected by the metal man, and disposal will be free of charge. And of course this is a great opportunity to give a good clean, as you do not tend to remove the washing machine very frequently. And I'm now working on the new washing machine. These are transportation bolts, and their purpose is to make sure that the drum doesn't get damaged while the machine is transported, and also don't make much noises. So it's very important that they are removed from the new washing machine, otherwise it will not work, but also you could damage it. And it's very simple. Get hold of an adjustable spanner, and in this particular design I read the instructions, you need to just remove them slightly, push them in, and then take them out, and they will release a piece of rubber on the inside, and then they will be free. Also, I would recommend that you keep these in a safe place should you move house and transport your washing machine, as ideally, depending on where you're moving, if you're only moving up the road, maybe not a problem, but if you are traveling for several miles, clearly you would want to put them back again. However, every design is different, so have a look at the instructions and make sure that you follow the guidance. This is obviously a different brand, and you will have to judge based on what you purchased. And now we can start working in reverse. So generally all of the equipment that you need is inside the washing machine itself. So make sure that the drum goes round nicely, which it does. And this is the water supply pipe. So let's take a look at it. I might have jumped the gun actually. See these 4 little clips? Is what they go here instead. So they can go back with the rest of the other bolts. Interestingly, that was not covered in the instructions, so there you go. But at least we know what they're for. Now you will see that any inlet for washing machine, the connections are slightly different. There is this one here which is an L shape, and just got a little rubber. Important that the rubber is inside, otherwise it will leak and you'll not be able to use it. And this one here, which is straight, has got a little filter. So this is what goes against the main supply always, and this one is what goes on the back here. And you can see by design also that it will use less space. If you were to do this, it would also work, but then you'd have this sticking out, and the purpose of this slimline washing machine obviously is also space, but also is the incorrect configuration. So using your hands, you don't need to use any tools for this, just screw it on and make sure that you follow the thread. And I'll keep the pipe vertical, and just like if you're doing a hose pipe to an extent, apply as much strength as you like, and if you are weak you can always use a spanner, but really doing it by hand should be plenty. And that's perfect. And I'm now going to locate the drain pipe, and here it is. So I'll free it up, and also the power supply is over here, and I'll free them up so that I can easily feed them through, ready to be reinstalled. Ironically, my dad used to sell electrical appliances, washing machine, fridges. This is back in Sicily, and one thing he always used to say to me and to his clients is to always ensure that your drain pipe is not too low. So I think actually that's partly why this is now fixed here with the screw, so it doesn't go too low. But if you've got an old washing machine, do ensure that it's about, I would say, maybe 90 centimeters off the ground. Also, there is this U-bend which I will not be needing, as this is what you need if you're going straight into a sink. So it is surplus for this fitting, but obviously keep it in case you change house or the position of your washing machine. And I will just start feeding everything back in my little hole over here, and then I will reconnect them from the other side. So as I said, I'll be working in total complete reverse. And here's my power. And I'm about to push it in, but this is going to be a 2 people's job, because my son is going to help me, as he will be pulling the cables as I push it in. So depending on the configuration you have, you might need someone to help pull in the cables while you're pushing the washing machine. And here they are. Roberto's got them in his hand, and I can push the machine in now in its final position. So the next job is to ensure that the washing machine is level and it doesn't vibrate. And hopefully you'll be able to see that there are some adjustable feet here. So what I'll do first, and I'll move the machine in its final place, enough for this door to open properly, and then I will see if it's level, but it isn't. Can you see that it's moving? And obviously that will be vibrating and making lots of noises whilst it's washing, especially when it's spinning. So I'm just gonna find the foot that is kind of free, and I will unscrew it at the moment so that it touches the floor, and the machine is nice and steady now. It doesn't move anymore. So you will have to play with this depending on how level your floor is. I'm getting really hot. It's a very hot day. I should say that if you go a wooden floor and it's a little bit uneven, I would recommend that you build a little wooden base, a square wooden base, which you will need regardless, and then you will have that on top of your floor, and then you can adjust your feet. And there we go again. I'll start with the water inlet first, and bearing in mind that all the drain pipes are still disconnected, it is a little bit easier for me to work. The main thing is to find the right thread, and then I should be away. And of course in this case I'm going clockwise, but I'm not going to use any spanners for this, because the idea is that actually you should be able to unscrew it with your hands. But just to prove that it doesn't leak, I'll just open the water, and you can see that is bone dry, so I don't really know why people do these things so tight and when it's not necessary. But that is perfect now, and it come off by hand if I has to. One thing I did notice is the old machine had this clip, which I actually like because does provide a little bit more security and extra strength. So I'm going to be applying it to the new machine. This is actually an important connection because obviously the drain pipe, if it was to come off, it would potentially give you lots of water in your cupboard, which you don't want, of course. So to ensure that you do it properly. And you can see that the plastic, the rubber is bulging where it's going through, which is perfect. And belt and braces, here's the clip. I will place it here in the middle, and it's nice and strong. And now I can put my drains back in. So again, I will work in reverse. So this pipe goes here, and I will screw this clockwise. And here is the next part. Again, do everything with your hands here, by the way. It'll be perfectly okay. And now I need to reconnect this part to this part here. And here is my little rubber washer first. Goes back in here. And that is ready. Also to ensure that the little ring that is on, I'm not sure if you can see this orange ring, is also in there. And that goes back in its place over here. And then again, clockwise, it gets back on. And any excess pipe, I'm going to put it back so that it's out of the way. And here is my power supply. And I'm going to feed this on the back so that it's undisturbed over here. And then I'll take it to the socket over here. And I'll plug it, I'll turn it on. And also I'm going to turn these on to ensure that I don't forget, as one is the freezer. Before I go any further, I'm just going to trace the drainage to ensure that it doesn't leak, as I don't want to find out when I'm doing the washing machine. And you can see that it's working perfectly okay. The water is draining away and there isn't any water leaking out, so I can turn this off. So now it's a matter of turning the washing machine on, but I don't know how to do that. So I'll leave that to my mother-in-law, but it is all connected and plumbed in, and she obviously will have to read the instructions. The one piece of advice I give you though is that if you were to do this, pick a cooler day. Look at the state of me. Well, if you've enjoyed me plumbing in a new washing machine, let me know in the comments. And if you're enjoying the channel and the varieties of things I'm posting, subscribe, share and like the videos. You will help me grow in the channel. Thank you for watching, and good luck if you're doing the same job. Bye.
Thank you, Francesca.